listening to Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
I'm back. Did you think I disappeared?
Say that again.
I ran off before the show.
Why are you sweating?
I ran over to get my shot glass to celebrate the Yankees win.
That's the wrong answer. The right answer is I was watching
Cops. I know what the right answer was.
Hold on. You got your little shot glass. I got my beer mug. If we put them together, we got a full Billy Club.
Yeah. What'd you get yours from? I got mine from Knob Shots.
I got mine from my brother-in-law. No, Lumber Blend Co.
There's a few companies that do it.
Home of the original Bat Mug.
Ooh, they're the original.
Yep. Also, as we're doing shameless plugs, one more shameless plug for Reese's Dipped Pretzels. They are just a party in your mouth, and everybody's coming. They're delicious. They really are. So Reese's, if you're out there, crunchy salted pretzels dipped and drizzled for delight.
Let's say if everyone's coming, it's probably an orgy, right? Well, here's my shot glass. This is the Yankees. Yankees clinched the ALCS, as we were just saying before, off the air. So celebrate, a little shot. Here's the ALCS. Down the hatch. Let's go, boys.
Some might say, well, if Nick's a Yankee fan, how come he's not wearing any Yankees regalia? Well, personally, I feel like I'm a little bit of a mush for the Yankees today.
Why?
Well, after Friday, I was wearing Yankee shit on Friday to work.
Oh.
They got their asses handed to them.
On Friday, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And then I came home. I was having a rough day. I said, all right, I'm going to go out to dinner with my girlfriend. We went out. I switched jerseys. I put a Rangers jersey on because I figured, what's the worst that could happen? The Rangers are the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas. And, yeah, the Rangers played like straight up pajamas on Friday. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just not watching. And then I wore my Florida State jersey on Saturday, and they got their asses waxed. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just don't wear jerseys of the teams that I want to win on the days on which they are playing.
Yeah, maybe you should. I actually haven't worn any Yankee stuff throughout this ALDS because I just haven't been able to. I finally wore my jersey today, and they won. So
nice.
Anthony Rizzo jersey. Nobody.
Is it? I feel like it's more like a Kyle Farnsworth jersey.
No, I bought this purposely recently when he signed the new contract with the Yankees.
Likely story.
I wanted to buy last year when they traded for him, but then I was like, what if he doesn't stay? And then he signed the contract for like 3 years, and I was like, all right, I'm buying it now. Get myself a 48 Rizzo jersey.
Yeah, don't lie. That's a freaking Kyle Farnsworth jersey.
It has the.
But we know who you got it for. We know who you got it for. Big Kyle Farnsworth fan right here. But Yankees win. They beat the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know. Like that was a longer series than it needed to be. Quite honestly,
they should have won. They should have won games 2 and 3. They would have been done in a sweep. But they went to tie on in a relief role, which was weird. And then and then game 3, obviously that should have been a wrap. And they fucked that up. And was it the error? Not an error, but was it the infield single to IKF, which wasn't an error, it was a hit.
Yep.
Technically, but it should have been an error. And then they just have those bloop hits, misplay by Oswaldo Cabrera. It's just all those bloops and pesky little hits is fucking annoying. Well, that's what the Guardians are.
That's part of baseball. That's baseball, Susan.
It is.
But at the same token, I'm a firm believer that you always put your best foot forward in all sports. And your best foot forward is by putting your best players on the field to put yourself in the best position to win the game, right? As Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. You don't play to manage the game. You play to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And there are often times where Aaron Boone puts lineups together or makes changes, and they are not to win the game. Perfect example is Saturday when 2 of your players came out and said, I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing. Why would he not play Clay Holmes that day?
Yeah, that was wild. That was really something I did not expect to hear or, for them to say. I mean, it's just, it was crazy to me. First of all, he wasn't in the game, especially when you hear the excuse from Boone. He's like, I don't want my closer to go, or I don't want Clay Holmes to pitch back-to-back days. It's the postseason. What are you saving him for? This is do or die.
Listen, but why is anybody surprised when he's been punting games all season? That's his MO.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have a chance to sweep the leg? No. Why would I do that? That's crazy. Got to sportsmanship, man. I can't sweep these guys. Yeah,
that was baffling. Another thing too, it really annoyed me with roster wise was that they didn't put Oswaldo Peraza on the roster as a backup shortstop. And then basically they bench IKF after that bad game after game 3. And then even today, you didn't even see IKF till like the 8th inning. So like it was an opportunity where you had Hicks got hurt, Cabrera's already in the game. You might as well move Cabrera to left field and then just put IKF in. But instead they put in Marvin Gonzalez.
See, I wouldn't have even done that. I would have left Cabrera at shortstop. He's a better fielder than IKF. And I would have had Tim LeCastro out there in left field.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the point is that you completely gave up an IKF midway through the series and you kept off the other shortstop as well as Peraza. So it was just baffling to me that was a roster move that they made. Granted, it all worked out. Oswaldo Cabrera is a decent shortstop as well. So, and I think he's better than IKF. IKF has a really weird throwing motion, which I didn't realize that he has like from short. Looks like he's just trying so hard to throw from short to first base, right? He has like a short arm, right? He like kind of like he's like shot putting the ball.
He looks like a catcher.
Oh yeah, because he used to be a catcher. So
he looks like he's throwing from here.
Yeah.
As
it
opposed
looks like he's
to
shot putting signs. He's like
stretching his arm all the way out.
Yeah, he is like here, and it looks like he's throwing it like
So usually a fielder throws. They used to say the same thing about I think Chris Hammond used to pitch like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
And who else was it? I want to say not Billy Wagner. Somebody else used to pitch from here, as opposed to stretching out the full length of their arm, and it looks very strange. Again, it's like a catcher's motion because catchers don't rear all the way back; they shoot from their ear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they won today. I'm really impressed with Garrett Cole, how he pitched during this season or series rather. I mean, he pitched very impressively throughout the season. There will be fans that sit there and go, "Oh, that's not how an ace does it." Well, guess what? Yeah. This ace is the only ace in New York. A lot of Mets fans talking a lot of shit this year about who the best pitcher in New York City is. It's Garrett Cole right now because Garrett Cole came in when games mattered and shut it the fuck down. What did he give up? 4 runs over 2 games, or like 17 innings or something like that. 3 runs over 17 innings.
Yeah, he had a really good first 2 games. I mean, the Yankees weren't even in the series if it wasn't for Garrett Cole. He won. He was ready to won game 4. He was ready to pitch. He was warming up. He was ready to come in just in case Wandy Peralta got into trouble. But Wandy Peralta is one of my favorite relievers right now for the Yankees. He is one of those guys that's like, I don't care what situation it is. Tight leverage, high leverage, no leverage whatsoever. I'm going to come in there. I'm coming in to throw baseballs and throwing strikes. He doesn't give a shit what it is. Absolutely. I think he should be the closer. I think his mentality is not as as weak as maybe other guys are. Like Clay Holmes, he loses his shit, or he's a little
he doesn't walk people.
What's that?
He doesn't walk people.
No, he doesn't. He throws the ball in there.
That's it. I mean, 50% of the problem is like control. Like don't walk people. Like, listen, you can have a bad control situation and give up a home run when you're up by 3 runs. When you walk the 2 guys in front of that guy and go over 3-run home, well, you just lost the game. Like momentum just swung, and you're probably going to lose now. And he doesn't walk people. That's great. That's great.
No. And it was huge today? Nestor Cortez, man. He came out there and he pitched like he was the ace. But 5 really good innings. I think the one inning he got in trouble was with the Hicks and Cabrera, your communication.
Just to point out, I get on Aaron Hicks a lot. I'm not a fan of his whatsoever.
That's not his fault.
He's the outfielder. If you're an infielder and if you play baseball at any level and you didn't know this, if you're an infielder and an outfielder says, I got it or it's mine, get the hell out of his way.
Yep.
Just like if you're an outfielder and the center fielder says, I got it, and you're not the center fielder, get the hell out of his way. Just like if you're the infielder and you hear the shortstop say, I got it, get the hell out of his way. That's not Oswaldo Cabrera's ball. Not any time in life is that ever his ball. That ball could have been hit to second base, okay? And if the center fielder, Harrison Bader, comes out of center field and goes, I got it, get the hell out of his way.
Yep. I agree with you. And I think the thing is they both were calling for it, but I agree. I think some people were giving Hicks a hard time for that play. But if you know baseball, you're not mad at Hicks. That Cabrera should get out of the way. And you saw Donaldson was going towards too. He heard someone say, I got it, and he knows
out of the way.
I'm getting the fuck out of here because it's not my ball. I'm only out here if you're infielder, you're coming out that far, because if there's no one else around here, at least I can make a play on it. But if you're an outfielder, once you hear the outfielder say, I got it, you back off. That's it. I play infield, throughout my life. I know you were an outfielder and you're a pitcher too, so we have the different experience. But I would know if I hear my outfielder saying something to me, I'm getting out of the way, and you guys, that's on you. You're the better angle, you a better angle, better view. What am I doing?
I played center field for the majority of my adult life, but when I pitched, if a ball ever got hit anywhere that wasn't directly at me, I'm getting out of the way. And all these people used to sit there and go, why don't you ever try to catch a pop-up? And I used to tell them, I said, because I have to climb off a mound.
Yeah, you have to come down the hill in order to get to one.
I'm like, yeah, no, you guys got it. You got gloves, right? You all right. Don't worry about it.
But other big key moments here, obviously, is that big 3-run home run by Stanton. And that's awesome. I think they said something about he has 10 home runs in like 15 games over
11 and 23.
Oh, on 11. I'm sorry. 11 and 23. Is that what it is?
So he tied Posada, who at that point had like 250.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous number. No, I mean, he probably had 50-something games played in the postseason, and he had 11. But I want to say it was more than that, actually. It probably was more than that.
Well, no, you know what they did, though? They did one of those baseball stats, Nick.
Yes.
Those Bob Costas put up a stat. It said he hit 10 home runs in like 15 playoff game, which is the most, or whatever it was, whatever the number.
For a right-handed batter who plays in a uniform that wears pinstripes.
No, it wasn't right-handed batter. It was only because I think they wanted to get Babe Ruth's name in there, because Babe Ruth hit 11 out of like the same amount of span of time as Giancarlo. And they're like, he's one away from Babe Ruth. You know how fucking Bob Costas is.
Bob Costas said the Yankees didn't win the World Series in 2009 today.
That was wild. That was really wild. I was like,
Bob,
this guy's not. He's a baseball historian. He talks about how much he knows all about like 1950s baseball and all these random bullshit no one cares about. I remember 2009.
I'm gonna steal credit from somebody. I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was the dude from Barstool, Hubs.
I'm not sure which one. What quote?
I think it was Hub. I think it was Eric Hubbard said something along the lines of like, with last night's rain delay, they're like, oh great, now we can hear about Bob Costas talk about the origin of rain.
Well, there was one tweet that we tweeted out. I retweeted it because it was hilarious, and it was something about like, right now they're in a rain delay, and the rain is similar to when Noah and the Ark washed out, whatever. And he's like, and one of these two teams are gonna get washed out tomorrow or tonight, when Game 5 gets played because elimination, whatever. And they're like, and it's just Ron Darlin. It's like Savali is pitching pretty well. It was like so perfect in like one tweet of what we've been listening to is basically Bob Costas tell you a really long story about something that happened a really long time ago no one cares about, and then Ron Darling being like, can I like analyze the game a little bit here and just say like one tiny sentence, and then Bob Costas starts talking again.
I'll tell you this right now. It was so evident that Ron Darling was rooting against the Yankees. It was pathetically sad.
Yeah, I think they both were. They both were pretty much against.
If somebody said that Bob Costas was a Yankee fan, I'm going to call bullshit simply because he didn't know the Yankees won the World Series in 2009.
And then he corrected himself when he came back from commercials. I think everybody tweeted it. I tweeted it out. I think everyone I saw was like, Did Bob?
I was
Costas
going
do it?
to, but I saw that everybody else did.
Everyone else was doing it, and then I think when it came back, he was like, "No, I was there in Philadelphia when they won. I know they won 2009, but like you didn't just say it though. Like you said, last time they won was 2000. You said it was like an eternity ago that they won in 2000.
The last time they went to the series was 09. The last time they won the series
was 2000.
Was the Joe Torre three-peat.
I mean, if you it's not messing up. Who's the winner of the 1955 Cy Young? Probably most people wouldn't even give a shit or correct you. The 2009 World Series, the Yankees are actually playing, and you said they didn't win it. That's a tough look, Bob. Tough look.
And allegedly, you're a Yankee fan.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's the only time on this show I will say allegedly.
You know what I want to talk about though?
Straight accusations out there.
So we're talking about Stanton, big home run. Judge gets another home run this series, and obviously Judge struggled throughout the series. But it happened that moment. There's always that moment when like announcers say something about how they were saying that Guardians have done so well pitching against Judge, and in the last, I think they said Judge had played like 10 or 15 or 12, 10 or 12 games against the Guardians in the playoffs, and they've been able to limit him. The next pitch after they said that was a home run by Judge. Like It was just like perfect timing. Like what a jinx to say right there at that point. And it worked in our favor because it was a jinx against the Guardians. But Judge puts him on board, gives him a 4-0 lead, 4-0 lead at that point. They got a little bit of trouble with Nestor with that mistake by Hicks and Cabrera. Well, not Hicks, but mistake by Cabrera. And then it's 4-1, and then we tack on one more run with a Rizzo RBI single, which Rizzo has been key with just those making contact type of guy, making those big hits, getting those RBIs in. I think that he game 4 he got the first RBI of the game too. The same thing. Glaber stole a base, and then Rizzo put him across. So
yep.
Do you like Glaber in the leadoff spot? I think it's a pretty.
I don't mind it. If we're talking about things I don't like, things I didn't like in this series, pimping home runs.
You don't like it, but I like it. It's fun.
Listen, I'll tell you why it's fucking stupid and it's bad for the game. Because Josh Donaldson pimped a home run on Friday and got thrown out at first base like an asshole. It's like the 5th time he's done it this season. Okay. And then the following night, the rookie does the same shit. Now the rookie's home run was a home run. But at what point do you sit there and go, maybe I shouldn't do that? Because the old man got thrown out yesterday. Yesterday. And by the way, I just want to point out, it cost us the fucking game.
Which one?
On Friday.
No, he did it in game 1. They won that game.
It was a day game he did it.
No, he didn't. He did it in game 1, and then that's when IKF hit the single that went between Gonzalez's legs, and then they ended up scoring eventually because they got a sac fly from Trevino, and they were up 2-1, and then the Yankees eventually took a lead 4-1.
That was on Friday. That was on game 1.
That was game 1. That was last week Tuesday. Yeah,
I thought that was Friday.
No, either way, we talked about it in the podcast. Game 1.
Two things, right? One, nobody ever got made fun of because they hustled too fast around the bases on a home run. People do end up on blooper reels for the rest of their lives because they get thrown out at first base like an asshole.
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
True.
And number 2, the guy that hit 62 home runs is between first and second base when he hits a pop up to the center fielder. Yeah. So all these little pissant losers that can't hit fucking 10 home runs should be running their asses off every single time they touch the ball. Because what did we see on Saturday and Sunday? Lack of fucking hustle from Hicks, lack of hustle from Torres. And what happens? Nothing. So do you have to lose the World Series because these guys don't fucking run because their manager has no balls to tell them how they're expected to play? Is that what is required? Because I want to give you another example of dickheads doing dickheaded things. Naylor with his stupid, that's my son rocking the baby. You lost the fucking game, asshole. You lost. You're celebrating in the 3rd fucking inning about a single shot home run when you're down and you lost the fucking game. Because today, when Stanton hit that home run and fucking slammed his bat, I was like, we're going to lose this fucking game. I'm glad he got to celebrate in the 1st inning. Like, baseball ain't fucking football. You can't take a knee and just run the fucking clock out.
No, you can't.
That's why celebrating before that last pitch is thrown is the stupidest shit in the world.
I agree with you.
Like, even today, they should not have had a celebration today. They should not. They have a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I was the owner, I'd have been like, take the champagne and put it in the fucking fridge. They can come back and get it when they win the World Series.
It's me cheersing to the crowd. Thank you for listening. Cheers. Go Yankees.
I'll tell you that right now. If it was me, they would not. They'd celebrate division and they'd celebrate the World Series. Because guess what? I'm not fucking celebrating second place.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, I honestly thought they were like really gonna like because the on-field celebration was pretty quick. They just kind of gave each other high fives. They all went.
Oh no, they went in the back and they were tossing back champagne. Tyone was one of them. He's pitching tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, what are these guys gonna do? Are they really gonna sit here and just start pounding champagne?
And Budweiser, like they weren't even drinking a good fucking beer.
Well, they drink Budweiser because I think it's a sponsor.
I don't give a shit, bro. I drink water before I drink Budweiser. It's the same shit anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's stupid. I think they probably calmed it down a little bit after a while. Like they probably got a little nuts, and then we're like, all right, let's wrap this up. They got to fly to Houston now.
I know. Again, if it was me and I ran the show, they wouldn't have had a celebration. You should have won the fucking game 3 days ago.
It's true. They should have won.
You should have swept these bums, and we should have been done before Houston.
Yeah.
Now they didn't do that. So why are we celebrating?
No. But go back to Josh Naylor doing the rocking the baby. Did you like that Gleyber Torres when they won? Rock the baby.
I liked it. I don't really care for that kind of stuff, but if you're going to be an asshole, I'll be an asshole right back to you. What I liked even more was Garrett Cole being asked that question of what did you think of it? And him going, yeah, whatever. It's cute.
Yeah.
And he didn't smile when he said it. He didn't laugh when he said it. If I could read his thoughts, he was probably thinking he's lucky I didn't put a fastball in his fucking ear hole.
Yeah. He's lucky he's the playoffs where we can't do that shit.
Yeah.
We don't waste opportunity.
The truth of the matter is, if it was me and I was Garrett Cole, I'm undisciplined. I'd have punched that motherfucker right in the face before he ever made it home. I would have got thrown out of the game, and then we would have lost the game, and everybody in New York would have hated me, but I would have been so fucking satisfied knowing that guy was missing 3 or 4 teeth.
Well,
that fucking fat fuck. How are you 25 years old and a professional athlete and that fucking fat? You Drake fucking fat fuck. Go back to Canada. Go back to Canada.
I'll say this, though. He might have rocked the baby, but the Yankees put the baby to sleep. All right?
Yeah, he's a fucking player.
You get the last laugh. You win the series. You move on to the ALCS, and now he's just a fucking moron because he's got that picture of him like this, and everyone they posted. I think they photoshopped the L in there. They inserted the L with him rocking it because Cleveland, you're going home. You're not going to the ALCS, sadly. And no matter
the way you just said that reminded me of have you ever watched The Office when Michael's watching The Devil Wears Prada? You're not going to Paris.
No, but here's the thing. I mean, listen, you're going home. All the excuses in the world, everyone on Twitter, all you Guardians fans who thought the Yankees were in charge of picking the postponement. I mean, that was wild. They're all freaking out saying the Guardians are ready to play. Yankees don't want to play. No, MLB makes the decision. It's not a Yankee thing. Just because it's the Yankee Stadium doesn't mean the Yankees are like, oh, we're going to push the same game off tomorrow. First of all, it would have benefited the Yankees to play last night than it did today. I mean, I think the time we thought it was because we thought Shane Bieber was going to pitch today. Obviously, they went to Savali, and it obviously benefited the Yankees to have Nestor pitch today rather than starting with Tyon yesterday. But stop blaming the Yankees. It wasn't Yankees' problems. MLB did it. And all the excuses you guys have, the no hotel last night because the game was canceled, the rain, the Yankees postponing the game to make it worse for you. Bullshit. They're all excuses. You lost the series. You thought you had the upper hand. You guys choked it away. Yankees win. They move on to the ALCS, and you guys are not going to Paris. Peace.
Yeah, I didn't like a lot of the moves that Boone is an undisciplined manager. He'd rather be these guys' friends instead of their manager. I think that'll be the downfall of this team at some point.
I agree. I think he gets
whether it's this year or next year or something like that is yet to be seen. But at some point, you can't let the inmates run the asylum. You have to be the boss and sit there and say, this is what I expect. And I'll give you a perfect example. You know when that took place? When Chapman didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Name me another team where a player doesn't show up. Just doesn't show up to the fucking playoffs. Practice before the playoffs. Just doesn't show up. Fuck it. I don't know. I'm making the team. I'm not showing up. Like, I've never heard of such a thing. But that's because he's too busy being friends.
At least it took him off the roster. At least they weren't like, he didn't show up, but we'll let him play.
He, as far as he's concerned, he wasn't making it anyway. So why does he give a fuck? He's still getting paid.
That's true.
I would have suspended and fined his ass.
Yeah.
I think he got fined like 50 grand. Oh, wow. That's a real fucking struggle for him. I'm pretty sure he makes that per inning.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit more than that, actually. He probably makes that per out.
Yeah, seriously. But, I mean, that's it. The ALDS is done. Hicks is done for the postseason instead.
I saw that.
Not that he's a major cog in this machine, but, I mean, he's always always good to have an extra outfielder. Now you got to put up, Marv Gonzalez is going to be there again. You're going to see Matt Carpenter.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that because they could bring back Oswald Peraza for the ALCS, and you put.
Oh, actually, no. Oh, you know what? They said Benintendi might be ready.
There, that is. I'll take Benny. Why not?
Benintendi
At the worst, he's a Gold Glove outfielder.
Yeah, and that's really what you need. You want defense right now. I mean, Yankees can put up runs. Either way, but let's go to our segment we did last time. We're gonna do this again. MVP of Game 5, Nick. Who you taking?
MVP of Game 5, Stanton. He hit the home run.
You going Stanton? I'm going Nestor. I'm going nasty Nestor. He bared down, man. He got into that mess in that one inning because of Cabrera messing up the play with Hicks and bore down. Took this game head on. He was doing he got the rock. You looking at what bore down?
I'm pretty sure it's bared down.
Bear down or is it bore down?
Bared down.
Bear down, bore down. You know what? Fuck it. Nestor took it over. He got into the game. He was rolling. He had the rock going, rocking back and forth, kicking the leg around, amping up the crowd a little bit more. Got a couple key strikeouts, a couple 1, 2, 3 innings. Got out of that big inning. And granted, he went 5 innings on short rest. I was hoping he would come out for the 6th. I think he only threw like 61 pitches at that point. But I'm gonna go Nestor Cortez, nasty Nestor, the guy who's been bounced all over. He was a Yankee for a little while, and he went to Baltimore. They go to Texas. I think he went to Texas for a little bit too, and then finally found his way back to the Yankees. And he's number 2. He's number 2 pitch in the Yankees, which is pretty incredible. So good for him.
Wasn't that supposed to be Frankie Montas?
It should have been, but
what happened there?
He got hurt, and he was
not possibly foreseen him ending up like Sonny Gray.
Yeah, well, who could have seen that? And pitcher from Oakland not performing in New York.
Different thing in stadiums where people actually show up to the game.
All right, now we go back to the LVP of Game 5. Who you got?
Of Game 5? Least valuable? I'm gonna go Cabrera.
Yeah, he made an error.
I'm going to go Cabrera because he caused that misplay in the outfield, which caused Nestor to have to put forth more effort.
Yeah.
And it brings back that little nugget of doubt as a fan where you're sitting there going, fuck, here we go now.
Yeah.
Off of some stupid bullshit, we're going to lose again.
Yeah. I'm going to go Boone just because I don't like Boone. I don't know. Sometimes he makes moves just head scratches. I think Nestor at that point, what you want to do is he got through 5 innings, right? You want to limit the damage, right? You saw that the Guardians, how the Guardians did it. They let their relievers go until they couldn't go anymore, until they got into some sort of trouble. Nestor should have went at least to 6, come out, limit the bullpen. Loizaga comes in immediately. They got out of this inning, but Loizaga comes in, immediately gives them 2 hits right off the bat. Hard hit balls. And then I think Josh Naylor hits a ball really hard too. That would have been trouble because that would have been 2 runs.
By the way, did you happen to catch what Cabrera did after he caught that ball?
Well, no. What did he do?
He looked at Naylor and said, "You're my son now."
Did he really?
Yeah,
I didn't notice he said that.
Yeah.
Wow. If you pull it up. Well, I want to play it.
I will do that.
I would go Boone because then he also had to play like I think he put himself kind of in a bind because he had to put IKF in because they put in Matt Carpenter to bat. I like that move because Matt Carpenter obviously could hit. And I think at that point he wants to put this game out of reach. It was 5-1. If you get this game to 6-1, 7-1, you might as well, you're going to try to do whatever you can and increase that lead. I don't hate that move, but that move put you into a bind because now you got to put IKF at short no matter what. I mean, could they have put maybe? No, I guess you had to put him in because I think Cabrera came out, or no? Was it? They took Gonzalez out at that point. Yeah. I mean, you could have put Tim LaCastro in the outfield as opposed to IKF. You already showed you you lost confidence in IKF, and you still put him in anyway. So, I mean, I'm just gonna go Boone just because I need to pick an LVP anyway. I think Yankees were actually pretty good today. No one really sucked it up too much. I think everyone.
I got to give it to Cabrera. I mean, not only did you mess up that play, you taxed your You taxed your pitcher who was pitching on short rest. And then on top of that, you injured one of your fellow players for the rest of the playoffs. Like, that's a trifecta right there.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And he was 0 for the game too, right? He didn't get any hits or anything. So yeah, I guess you're right. LVP pie is Cabrera more than Boone. I'm just going Boone because I don't like him.
That's fair. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. And as I sit here trying to friggin' find this clip of Cabrera looking at Naylor saying, "You are my son," I can't help but see 8,000 people rocking babies, one of whom is the wives and girlfriends, and one's holding a baby in her arms as she does it.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's pretty freaking funny.
Such a bad move. Like, at all things to do, you were down 3-1. You hit the home run. You're still down 3. It's like he didn't tie the game. He didn't give them a lead. He gave him one run closer.
Nothing.
Again, but he pissed off Garrett Cole and the Yankees.
But Rook, that's what these guys do.
Congratulations.
That's what people want now. They want people to be disrespectful. And you know what's funny is that Glaber said that he felt that it was disrespectful.
He did.
But people want that. People want to see players disrespect one another. They want to see players freaking act like assholes to one another. Instead of winning with class and dignity, they want people to pull out their dicks and wave them at each other and be like, "Fuck you, I beat you, you loser." That's what they want. I don't know why people want that. They somehow find it to be more entertaining when players disgrace one another. But me personally, I've always felt like, dude, without your opponent, you can't play. There's no game. You're practicing at that point. You know, you watch sports where people actually throw their hands on one another, like boxing and MMA, and more often than not, they're helping each other up, hugging each other, like, "Hey, good game," you know, whatever. But you know, for some reason, baseball, the least contact sport of all, we're encouraging them to be like, "Yeah, suck my dick." Like, really? Is it really all that?
I'm not saying tell a guy to suck your dick after you hit home run.
But that's what you're doing. When you pimp a home run, you might as well pull your dick out and wave it at the pitcher. It's the equivalent of sacking a quarterback and standing on top of him like, "Yeah, bitch." It's the same thing.
I'm a fan of pimping a home run. If you look at it a little longer, you're gonna give a little bat flip. I like that. I don't want any disrespectful stuff where you're telling the guy you're my fucking son.
It's the same shit.
Boy.
That is the next step. You have to draw a line somewhere, okay?
I drew a line. I said if you do a nice bat flip, you watch it a little too long. That's not disrespectful.
No, because the next line,
when you start looking at the pitcher and telling him you're my fucking son and you're my fucking little boy, and you're going like this to him, like he's little, you make a little short thing like he's a little son or whatever, and you're rocking him. Fuck you. That's getting disrespectful. Flipping a home run, flipping a bat flip, looking up too long. That's fine. I think if you're going to start pointing at the pitcher and start saying to him, that's when it gets disrespectful. I'm not saying he got to say "suck my dick."
Look, all of this shit started when Jose Bautista hit that home run, stared at the pitcher, and then threw his bat like "fuck you."
When that was ridiculous. I like a decent.
No, everybody loved it though. They encouraged it. That's what you said. "Oh, it was great. He flipped his bat." Everybody in the entire country of Canada loved it. If I was the pitcher that day, he wouldn't have made it to first base. I'll tell you that right now.
If Brian McCann was catching, he would have already been dead. Brian McCann never.
I mean, I'm letting you know right now. If Jose Bautista would have fucking done that bullshit to me, he wouldn't have made it to first base, and you wouldn't even be talking about Rugnet Odor. He wouldn't have had to do that a year later. I would have done it right there. He just wouldn't have made it to first base at all. I would have fucking broken his face before he got there. And if I was Garrett Cole, I would have knocked the shit out of Josh Naylor. Like, we would have lost the game, and I'd have got thrown out of the game, but that motherfucker would have been missing 3 teeth for the rest of his life. I mean, it's just my feeling. Like, you want to disrespect me? There's things different playing sports and as a human being, and I don't think anybody should be disrespected as a person playing a fucking game. Show courtesy to the person that you're playing with, because, again, without them, you're playing by yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
the video or no?
I'm trying to find it, man. I saw it a little earlier today, man. 8 million people out that are posting stuff about everything right now. Fucking from the Jets to wrestling to fucking the Yankees. I've seen 8,000 videos of people fucking rocking babies at this point. I've never seen so many people rocking a baby in my life that I can't find this. I should have commented on it. Shame on me.
You should have liked
I can't believe
it.
I didn't.
Yeah, you should have liked it. All right, well, let's move it. Let's move it on. We're moving ahead.
Maybe I did like it. Hold on. I forgot to look at my likes. Did I like it? Did I like it? I had
he was fooled, Josh. Not Josh. Kyle Schwarber's got fooled in that pitch. All right, so as the Yankees win the ALDS, we are excited. We're amped up, but we have to face reality tomorrow because a new series starts. And the Yankees are going to face their old nemesis, the Houston Astros in the ALCS. The time to slay the dragon, because this has been the Yankees' thorn in their side. It's been 2017, 2019. It sucks. There's been games. They went to Game 7 in 2017, lost that one. 2019, they get that Game 6. They had DJ LeMay, who hits that game-tying home run late in the top of the ninth, that game. And then Jose Altuve, Aroldis Chapman gives up the whole home run to Jose Altuve. That lets him go to the World Series. The Yankees go home once again against the Astros in the ALCS. So once again, we're here in the 5-year span, 6-year span. And we're back to face the Astros. So, here we go.
Found it. So here's a video of Josh Naylor hitting a line drive up the middle at Oswaldo Cabrera, excuse me. Lines it back. Oswaldo catches it and looks in and says, "You are my son now." Let's watch this one more time.
Is that what he said, though? I don't know. It looks
you're my son now.
I thought he was like pumping up Loizaga when I first saw that. I didn't realize he said you're my son now. That's funny.
Yeah. He's not, and that's why Naylor's laughing.
This is from somebody right on Twitter. I was like, what's
that's somebody else laughing. But you look at Naylor. He's smiling as he walks away because Cabrera gave him a hard time.
He's like, yeah, I'm a dickhead for doing that because it just made everyone pissed off. And I look at this Francisco Lindor in this commercial. Good for him. At least he's still finding work after losing in the wild card round.
That's unnecessary. We're sorry about that, Chris.
Don't cry.
Listen, I made Chris cry that one time, and I kind of feel bad about it to this day.
He still says that he never cried to this day.
Dude, there was like 6 of us at breakfast that day. A tear didn't fall, but he got misty-eyed, and he excused himself from the table.
He walked away. He is so mad. He paid his bill and left. He's like, here's $60. I don't know if this is enough or not, but just take it. I'm leaving. And he walked out. But anyway, we're talking about the ALCS. The Yankees face the Astros once again. I mean, I think it's got to be this is the year of the underdog, right? You got the Phils and the Padres playing. They had to beat 100-win teams to get to the ALCS. Why can't the Yankees beat a 100-win team out of nowhere and make it to the World Series? I'm
sorry, but the 100-win team thing, I mean, the Dodgers played against the West a lot. And for the majority,
one of the West teams are here, though.
Listen, you know what, though? When you water down the playoffs and everybody makes the playoffs, like you can get hot for fucking 4 games and that's it. That doesn't make you a better team. It really doesn't. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. The only reason we have 30 teams making the fucking postseason now is so that the owners of bum-ass teams that could never make the World Series because they never invested in their franchise, all right, so that they can make an extra fucking $20.
Yeah. There you go.
It's actually not the real number. The real number is 20 million or whatever it is. But that's what it comes down to. That's the only reason we have expanded playoffs is because, truthfully, the season being 162 games was because only the best teams made it to the fucking playoff. Like, that was it. So the whole season was the playoffs.
And the wild card didn't come into place to 95, right?
We didn't even have 3 divisions until 95.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 3 divisions.
We had 2 fucking divisions. And before that, it was only you won your league, and that was it because you played against everybody in your league.
Yeah, you played everybody.
And people are like, oh, there was only that many divisions? That's ridiculous. No, there was fucking 10 teams in each league. You just played everybody all the time.
It's just about money, though. You know that.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And then they say, oh, well, you had the benefit of having not played anybody in the first round. So you mean I had the benefit of sitting around for 5 days, not doing anything? That could be a benefit. That could be a benefit, or that could be your downfall.
It was a downfall. Look at the Braves. Look at the Dodgers. They were all cold.
Even the Astros didn't look good.
The Astros didn't look good. The Astros actually the only team that had sweep the team in the ALDS in 4 games. because they had to play that extra game pretty much in game 3.
They should have lost the first game.
They should have lost the first game. They got lucky. Not lucky, but Robbie Ray should not have been in that game. That was a bad manager.
They got lucky that the manager of the fucking Mariners is an idiot and put in Robbie Ray to pitch in any baseball game. Robbie Ray is a fraud fucking Cy Young winner.
Robbie Ray was, I think he said, like, against Jordan Alvarez. Like, Jordan Alvarez is 3 for 6 against him with like 2 home runs already. Why the fuck is he in that game at that point? Like, that's not the guy you want to pitch. I guess it's lefty-lefty matchup, but that's not the guy you want to pitch.
Listen, that whole righty-righty, lefty-lefty bullshit is nonsense. Because I'm right-handed, and if you pitched me against a righty batter, he'd take me yard.
Yeah. Don't matter.
Like,
if you're a righty, you pitch to Judge or Stanton. And it's, you know, it pisses me off too about that, because like righties are more prevalent than lefties, right? There's usually more righty. Righty batters and righty pitchers are always going against each other. No, you're not going to bench Judge because a righty pitcher's in. But if a lefty pitcher's in, you're going to bench your lefty.
Well, that's like, hold on. That's like relievers before they made the three hitter rule.
Yeah,
if you're a starter and you're left-handed, you can pitch to everybody. But if you're a left-handed reliever, you can only pitch to lefties. That's it. Unless you're the closer, and then you can pitch to whomever.
Yeah. If you're a lefty closer, you can pitch to it. Doesn't matter.
Like, there's a lefty specialist. There's no such thing as a righty specialist. Makes no sense.
They just
somebody got hired to do a job by creating that idea, and they just ran with it. That was just what they did.
Essentially. So Yankees face the Astros, ALCS. I think who's the pitcher tomorrow? They said Taillon's going to start.
Taillon's going to start.
Verlander, right?
I hope so, because Verlander got his ass fucking lit up last time he went out there.
He did, but he does own the Yankees, so it does make me a little worried about that in game.
We'll find out. Well,
let's see if they have it listed. They might have probables listed. Let's see. Looking it up now. Yep. Justin Verlander versus Jameson Taillon. Taillon. Frenchman versus Verlander and his stupid brother. Right? Ben Verlander's brother, right?
By the way, shout out to I can't remember who did it. Jeff Passan. Jeff Passan.
Passon. I'm in the French.
Fucking greatest burn in the history of burns on Ben Verlander, because Ben Verlander has been sucking off Shohei Ohtani for the last fucking 6 months.
Every chance he gets.
I don't remember exactly what Ben Verlander said to Jeff Passan, but Jeff Passan basically said something about, well, you're always on your knees when you're talking about Shohei.
Yeah.
It was the greatest thing ever. And then he took it down and apologized. And I was like, no, you were the chosen one.
So stupid.
He's like, oh, I offended people. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Anybody that was offended was guilty. Jeff Passan's a hero. A hero. God amongst mortals.
Justin Verlander versus the Yankees has a record of 9-7 with an ERA of 3.44 and 138 strikeouts in his 23 appearances against the Yankees in his career. I wonder how many wins they have.
Didn't you just say 9-7?
Oh, I did say 9-7. The shots are getting to me. Hey, well, I want to see how many games did he start, though. It was 23 games in his career. But I don't know if these are postseason numbers, though. That's the only thing.
I don't think it makes a difference. They're not cheating this year. We'll find out. Hopefully they're not cheating this year. I have a feeling they're going to be listening to they're going to have earwigs listening to the fucking pitch comm go off.
I still can't get over the fact in 2019, Altuve literally is holding his chest saying, don't pull my shirt off. And like, he's clearly saying other things. It's like, why did anyone think they were cheating at that point? The whole scandal didn't come out till after 2019, right before.
No, the crazy part was the game against the Cubs, where the Cubs pitcher is like, they're stealing my signs, and I can hear it. And nobody did anything.
Yeah.
He stopped the game. He was like, wait, I keep hearing them banging shit when I'm throwing curveballs. What is going on right now? I don't remember which Cubs pitcher it was, but that dude was on point. He was like, wait a second. Hold on. Wait. In slow motion now. I'll change the pitch real slow. Let's see what happens. You heard it, right? I heard it. You heard it? I heard it. And he goes, we got to change the signs now. We got to change the signs.
Yeah. And then there was another thing, too, in 2019 that, well, AJ Hinch is not there anymore, but AJ Hinch at that point had such hubris. He was like, you guys, let's talk about this cheating stuff again. Let's see. You guys talking about us whistling and do whatever we can to get an advantage. And he's like, it never happened. We never cheated. And it's like literally 3 months later, we all found out you guys were actually cheating the entire fucking time. Like you had such balls to go out and like in a press conference say there's absolutely no cheating going on my franchise. You didn't give a fuck about everybody else. You lied to everyone's face. And then the only person who got punished was him and the GM. All the players got free immunity.
The owner got fined like
$250,000,
something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's a drop in the bucket for him.
I don't disagree.
It's ridiculous. And none of those players were suspended. How can they? I get they wanted to do the investigation in order to get people to admit they were cheating. You have to say to them, well, here's immunity. Here it is. Like we won't suspend you. Just tell us what happened. And then all those guys, Correa, Altuve, Bregman, they all fucking did it. And they all said, whatever, they all doubled down on it too. We never cheated, never happened. Then the scandal comes out and they all still double down on it. Like we never did anything wrong. But like you had to do something wrong. How did they find everything out? You had to tell them this. And you got immunity. So like your legacy's safe, but everyone knows you guys are cheaters. And none of this bullshit about Houston versus the world. If I see someone with a fucking Houston versus everybody shirt, I'm gonna lose my mind. You guys, everybody hates you guys. Everyone's against you because you're a bunch of fucking cheaters and you took a World Series away from the Dodgers and you took an ALCS away from the Yankees. So fuck you, Houston. I can't wait for this series. I'm fired up.
I honestly can't wait until they go back into obscurity. We just don't hear about them anymore. They have no fans again.
Yeah, I can't wait till
they're one of those towns
players that leave.
They're one of those towns that they just don't have sustained. Like they're not a great fucking franchise. They sucked until 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I think they really started catching fire in like 2014, maybe 8 years ago.
I think
prior to that,
I think in 2015 the Yankees played them in the wild card game with Dallas Keuchel, and they like destroyed the Yankees.
Prior
that
to
was
that,
when they really started moving. What's that?
I said prior to that, nobody gave a fuck about them.
No, they were in the NL too, and the only time before that was in 2004, 2005 when they made that run with Beltran. Not 2004, 2005.
And 90% of the fans that they have now don't even know who the Killer Bees are.
No, they don't. Beltran, Biggio, Bagwell, Clemens was on that team. Pettit was on that team.
Yeah,
it's insane, and they probably even know that. And they probably be like, "Oh yeah, they won the ALCS that year." No, they won the NLCS year.
And then Astros fans are the first ones to sit there and be like, "Oh, fucking Yankees World Series don't count. They fucking had steroid users," as if the Astros didn't have Roger Clemens and Andy Pettit on their team, and Andy Pettit was doing steroids on their team.
Yeah, that's when
he didn't do steroids on the Yankees. He did steroids on their team, though.
Astros. Yeah.
And Ken Caminiti.
Yeah.
Really going to pretend like the Astros never had steroid users on their team.
Think Jeff Bagwell used or no?
Tough call. I don't think so. I hope not.
He's like a big dude, but
I like Baggy.
I like Bagwell. Biggio was always a favorite of mine. I always loved Craig Biggio.
I always thought Craig Biggio was an extremely impressive player. It's too bad the fans that they have now had no idea who he was 20 years ago.
He was at the game, one of the ALDS games.
I guarantee you, the fucking fans they were like, "Who is that guy?"
They probably even bother him. They're like, "Oh, look at that wealthy guy sitting behind home plate."
They probably sat there and they were like, "Was that Kevin Biggio's dad?"
Yeah,
he must be Kevin Biggio.
Craig Biggio is such an awesome story too because he played catcher. He played second base. He was such a utility guy, great hitter. He had 3,000 hits too, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, fuck Craig Biggio, the only person in the Astros organization I respect. Him and Bagwell.
I like
Berkman too. Berkman was part of the Killer Bees too.
Big Puma.
Berkman. Yeah,
played for the Yankees for a second.
He played for a little bit of the Yankees. Yeah, I forget he was part of the Killer Bees. It was Berkman.
Yep.
Bagwell, Beltran.
Beltran was not a Killer bee.
Yeah, he was. One year he was.
No, he was not.
And then he carried them in the postseason.
By the time he got there, that shit was over.
No way. Was it really?
Yeah. Because he's not from Houston.
No, he's not, but he did carry them that year.
I'm not saying I'm saying he's not from Houston.
No, I know he's not from Houston, but that year
Killer Bees are the 3 homegrown guys. Just like we always sit here and say core 4 and forget the fact that Bernie Williams ever played for the New York Yankees. Yeah. Same shit.
Well, I'm wrong. Anyway, back to the preview of the ALCS. Nick, what do you think? You think we have a shot here? I think we think as underdogs against the Astros that we have a shot to finally slay the dragon, get rid of the Astros, and move on to a World Series. The first time.
I picked the Astros to win.
So did I.
I'm picking I'm doing the whole. I'm not going to say what I'm doing, but I picked the Astros to win.
Okay.
I'm doing something though. I'm doing what TJ's doing with the Jets. I'm doing that with the Yankees.
I started doing it with the Giants too. At the same time TJ started doing it. It's been working out pretty well. But we'll get to that a little bit when we get to football. But I don't know. Listen, Astros, they obviously are the better team. I think they have a little better starting pitching. Obviously, they have some big hitters, contact hitters. But I just feel like it's got to be the Yankees' time, right? It's got to be.
I don't feel like they have better pitching.
You don't think they have better starting pitching?
Not based on what I've seen this postseason.
Oh, well, because of Verlander's, he got knocked around.
If your best player is giving up 6 runs to the Seattle Mariners, you're not doing that great right now. Hold on. Just like we talked about Scherzer and fucking DeGrom all season. Oh, they're the better pitchers in New York. Fucking Garrett Cole wouldn't even be number 2 on this team. Well, he would in the postseason when it fucking matters.
Yeah, he would. I gotta look at this starting. I think the rotation's pretty good. The Houston Astros. I think tomorrow.
I think the Yankees set their rotation and they put on Herman tomorrow.
No, they said Taillon's going to pitch.
I understand that. I think they're going to bring Herman on just in case.
Oh, Taillon stinks.
Yeah. Why not?
I got you. No, I agree.
Why burn out anybody else in that bullpen that's actually good?
No, Herman. Actually, I think Herman is he's a really solid player. I really think he would.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying is why let Taillon, which by the way, I knew this shit was going to happen, and that's why I was pissed off when they got rid of Montgomery.
Yeah.
Because Taillon is essentially the same exact pitcher as Montgomery, except he costs like $8 million more a year. He's a year older, and he's right-handed instead of left-handed. But I'm fairly certain they are the exact same guy, except like the mirror image of one another. Yeah. Like they're the fucking Spider-Man staring at each other, except one's a year older, costs like $8 million more, and is right-handed instead of left-handed. Which, from what I understand, every time like I ever heard anything about baseball, like if you're left-handed, you're better, right? I mean, that's the mindset of baseball. Yeah. You know, like he's got his fastball's got some good velo, his curveball's got some depth, and the best of all, he's a lefty. Like,
yeah. Well,
everybody that was hating on Monty, like Taillon's the same fucking guy except more expensive.
They have Framber Valdez, Justin Verlander. They have Lance McCullers, and they have Jose Urquidy. Urquidy? Those are pretty solid 4 guys to start.
Are they more solid than Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, and I forgot who started game 3 for us?
Sevy.
There you go. And Severino.
And Taillon. Is Taillon?
Well, I don't know if you have to pitch 4 guys.
No, you probably don't, but they started with Taillon game 1, so obviously you're not
right. So my
seeing
question,
the 3 guys.
So my question for you is this: it's very simple, right? I think Framber Alvarez or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Framber Valdez.
There you go, Framber Valdez. How many years he got in the league?
Look it up.
And the other question I have is, when was the last time he pitched in Yankee Stadium in the playoffs?
I think
games that fucking matter.
Yeah, I think he's only been in the league for 2 years.
So
he wasn't there in 2019.
Going to Houston and playing baseball games ain't fucking shit. Their stadium is a piece of garbage named after a bank that stole money from everybody, right? Because that's Enron Field. It's the same fucking thing. And then it's named after fucking orange juice. Why would you call a stadium Minute Maid? It's just fucking dumb.
They're not in Florida. You would think it'd be in Florida because
whatever.
Oranges.
All I know is that their stadium is not Yankee Stadium.
It's not.
It's not. And I think the Indians the Guardians realize that just now too. They're like, oh, our stadium's awesome. Our hometown crowd is great. Not as great as Yankees.
No,
because I'll tell you this right now, Miles Straw learned that shit the hard way.
Yeah, he definitely did.
So we were talking about, we got a young team, we got this, we got that. You having a young team is not always great when you have to go to Yankee Stadium in October with fucking drunk, belligerent Yankee fans that are fucking savages.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm looking forward to the Jordan Alvarez versus Wandy Peralta matchup. I think Wandy's going to own him. I'm not worried about Jordan Alvarez, though. He's a very good batter. He's a very good hitter.
I saw something today where people were like, oh, yeah, Jordan Alvarez is on steroids. Look at him in, 2018. Look at him now. And I'm like, he looks the same, dude, except he has an elbow pad in one of them.
Yeah, yeah, he's not. Yeah, what is that steroid? They're trying to just be like, is this guy roided up?
Yeah.
Are they cheating again? They're cheating again.
I mean, they probably are cheating again, but it's not him doing steroids.
No, that's not the cheating part. What they're
And
doing.
then of course I saw some dumbass Astros fan going. So somebody went, this is a picture of Jordan Alvarez in 18. This is him now. I'm like, they look the same, but all right, fair enough. And then somebody goes, this is a picture of Judge when he was 18. I'm like, that was 12 years ago, you moron. Like, there's a difference between 18 and when he was 18. Like,
yeah.
reading is not fundamental in Texas. Like,
God.
don't get me wrong, the original post was bullshit, but you just elevated it to a new level of stupid.
So here's the thing. My thing is, obviously, I want the Yankees to win. I think Astros are the better team. But it's our time. That's the thing. I think it's our time. We're gonna slay the dragon. We're gonna move on, make it to the World Series, and then we'll beat whoever the NL has to offer with it.
Yeah, I don't like anything about what you just said.
Why?
Because the Astros are not a fucking dragon. Okay, they have one World Series to their name, and they fucking cheated to get it. They're not a fucking dragon.
No, but the Yankees have trouble facing them.
I don't give a fuck. We had trouble with them when they were cheating every year. Yes, absolutely. A lot of teams did.
Sure, that's true. We haven't seen them.
They had a lot of wins this year.
Yeah,
The Yankees played in their division against the fucking Angels and the fucking. I don't even know who in the Rangers. We'd have 130 wins.
That's true. The Rangers. They're the Rangers. They have
the Angels. And the Mariners also had like 80 wins this year.
Yeah, the Mariners in the playoffs, but they're
outside of fucking what's his face, outside of what's his name that they got from fucking from Cincinnati. Who do they have to pitch? Robbie Ray. Watch out.
Oh, Castillo. Yeah, Luis Castillo. Yeah, he's
so what are we talking about here? They had 110 fucking wins. That's great. They played against bums for 80 games of the year.
I would say so. The Dragon.
They had to play against Shohei. Yeah, Shohei putting up one run while you beat them 10 to fucking 1.
Oh, God.
So impressive. I'm really impressed with you beating up on your own division. Like, at least the Yankees, like even the Red Sox, though they finished in last place, they were almost 500.
Yeah,
in last place. Imagine. I halfway.
Oh shit! Oh my God.
You okay?
An LCS game, Soto hit into a tailor-made double play, and the guy threw the ball away. Well, he kind of tried to catch it, but wow, that is crazy. If they're going to lose this game, the Phils.
Oh no,
that is brutal.
Boom! I went to basic training with a dude whose last name was Bohm. He was like 40 years old.
Shit, that sucks.
Well,
James McGarrett was there. That ball could have gone into the outfield. They could have got on second and third at that point. Good thing he dove on this ball. Look at him. Shit. Sorry, I interrupted you. My bad.
No, I don't like the concept of like we have to slay a dragon of the fucking Houston Astros. Give me a fucking
not just the Houston Astros, but just to get over that hump of getting out of an ALCS, winning the pennant, get into the World Series. It's been a long time, Nick. It's been what?
I'm not saying it hasn't been a long time. I'm saying is this team is not those teams of years past. And like, it's like the Giants and the Jets right now. Like, you can't sit there and attribute the fact that teams in the past didn't make it to the World Series and sit there and go, oh, that applies to this team. It doesn't.
No, I get that. But listen,
like, how many players on this team right now were on those teams that didn't make the playoffs in the past or didn't make the World Series in the past? 2, 3?
Yeah. Couple guys, Stanton and
Judge, Severino,
DJ.
Oh, DJ's only been here for like 2.5 years.
No, DJ was in 2019. He hit that game tie home run.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about somebody that's fucking. We're talking about. Well, we haven't been to the World Series since 2009. How many of these players were on the team in 2009?
None of them were.
How many have been on the team longer than 2016?
Probably none of them.
So in their careers, they've never been to the World Series, but it's only been 6 seasons. Yeah. Not even 5.5.
We're Yankee fans. We need immediate results, Nick. Come on.
I'm not saying we don't. I'm just sitting here saying I'm not giving credit to the fucking Astros as the dragon we need to fucking slay. All right. Again,
get over the hump.
Very near future, the Houston Astros will lose Justin Verlander. They'll lose Jose Altuve. All right. Jordan Alvarez will sign elsewhere because they don't have money. Yeah. And they'll go back into fucking mediocrity and they'll be the new fucking Angels or the new Rangers at the bottom of their division.
But until then, this year is our year. or we're beating the Astros.
But yeah, I'm unimpressed with the fucking Houston Astros right now. All right.
Well, that's good. That's a good way to think going into this series, a big series. We are not rested. They are. Maybe the fact we've been playing.
I just hope we take today's momentum into tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Today's momentum, today's fire. I hope they've been sitting down, drinking beers the last couple of days. They come in tomorrow a little fat, a little sluggish.
Yeah.
And I hope somebody hits a line drive straight up Justin Verlander's asshole so deep that his brother tastes it.
Well,
I hate Ben Verlander. If ever there was somebody that didn't deserve to be famous, like talk about riding the coattails of your kin. He's worse than Eli Manning, and you know how I feel about Eli Manning.
Don't let that, Nick. Let's not do that. Let's not get into that.
Thanks.
This is not the time to do this because you know I'm going to get into a really big argument with you, and I'm not in the mood for it right now, Nick. I'm not in the mood.
What you saying, dude? Eli Manning.
I'm in a good mood. Yankees just won. I don't feel like fighting with you about Eli Manning, but we will talk about the New York Jets.
I would like to talk about the New York Giants.
I already put the banner up.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Jets win again.
I just want to point out today I'm wearing a throwback Freeman McNeil jersey, circa like 1980.
That is old school. The hat's old school too.
88.
Those are the Hess Jets.
I just want to point out that I hate this jersey.
Why?
I absolutely hate it because it's fucking boring. It's a green jersey with 2 stripes on the sleeve. Like, ooh, Jets. Like, you have a cool name and you just buy it.
Why'd you buy it?
Because of the player, dude.
Oh,
it's history. It's like rocking a Klecko or a Gastineau. Like, you have to. Like, you may not like the jersey, but you respect the player and you love the team. Like right now, I'm not in love with the Jets uniforms now, but if Breece Hall becomes somebody, I'm getting a Breece Hall jersey. You know?
Yeah.
And when I say if he becomes somebody, I mean like in 10 years when he retires, because I'm not doing this shit anymore where I buy a jersey and the guy fucking quits on the Jets 2 years from now, like fucking Jamal Adams. So I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I'll wait till these guys like die or retire before I buy their jersey.
But Nick, tell us with your Jets. Big win in Lambeau into the frozen tundra.
The frozen tundra,
Lambeau
Field. Shout out to my buddy Crash and Ace. I'm sorry my boys had to go down to Green Bay and slap up your boys. It wasn't personal.
Crash and Ace.
It wasn't personal. It's business. And that does it for the Phillies Padres. Yeah. Phillies win 2-0.
Struck out Josh Bell with the guys running.
He's been struggling since he got to San Diego from Washington.
Yeah,
but I digress. I saw a lot of good things on Sunday, and a lot of people are sitting there going, "Oh, but Zach sucks. He's a bust. He didn't throw for fucking 500 yards and 7 touchdowns." They won the fucking game, and you know what's killing me? And I've been talking to the boys over at Jets Lounge a lot lately.
I saw you on their Spaces recently.
I was this afternoon. I was on their Spaces. I was on their Spaces last week. Good dudes over there. Stack Exchange is a good dude. Anthony Brackus, a great guy. Justin For Ocho, those are my people, man. I like those guys a lot. So if you're looking for some Jets content, go check out the Jets Lounge. But the Jets fans, Cromartie Jr., which is an account on Twitter, said Jets fans haven't won in so long they don't know how to be happy when they win. And it's true because a lot of Jets fans going, yeah, we won, big deal. Our quarterback still sucks. Like, shut the fuck up. We won. We won 3 straight. What is there to be upset about? Be happy. Smile. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, I don't understand how you win a football game and you still find things to cry about. Oh, but we didn't win because of our quarterback. Some days you don't win because of your quarterback. I could think of 2 franchises that won 4 Super Bowls between the 2 of them, and they didn't win any of those fucking games because of their quarterback. I'll tell you the 2 franchises right now. The Oakland fucking Raiders won 2 Super Bowls.
Don't you do it.
And it wasn't because of Jim Plunkett.
Don't do it.
It wasn't. He's got 2 Super Bowls. And the fucking New York Giants won 2 Super Bowls, and it wasn't because of Eli Manning. It wasn't
bullshit.
It wasn't.
You know it's
You're
bullshit.
lying to yourself.
You're lying to yourself.
They won the World Series. Listen, they won 2 Super Bowls because of their defense.
Go there.
Okay, I'm letting you know right now. I'm not saying he played badly. I'm saying he's not the reason they won. The reason they won was because of their defense beating the shit out of Tom Brady, keeping Tom Brady on his ass. This is the same reason the fucking Jets beat Aaron Rodgers on Sunday.
The guy had no turnovers throughout the entire postseason.
That's fucking great. They won because of their defense.
And he had that incredible
play. Their defense is mediocre.
David Tyree.
And
that ball.
The catch was more impressive than the throw.
Of course it is, but the throw had to get down there.
That's great. It was a bad fucking throw.
But that Manningham throw and that last drive to get down
again, a great catch. He threw that ball out of bounds, and Manningham caught that shit.
He put the ball there.
He put it out of bounds, and Manningham made a great catch.
You know how hard it is with the ball between two defenders into a fucking bread basket?
It's not hard when you're throwing it out of bounds. He didn't catch it in his bread basket.
Don't lie to yourself, Nick. You know that is
they won those Super Bowls because of the defense, okay? O.C. Umenyiora and Michael Strahan carried those fucking teams.
You're out of your mind if you don't think Eli Manning contributed at all.
I didn't say that. They didn't win because of him. He contributed. They didn't win because just like Zach contributed on Sunday in the fourth fucking quarter, the third and fourth quarter, he made big third down plays that increased the length of that play, of that drive that led to a touchdown. Did he throw the touchdown? No. So did he win the game for them? No. He contributed. He wasn't the reason that they won.
I'm not going to argue with this again. This is bullshit.
I'm just saying.
Be back.
I'm just saying. You don't get mad because your boy is mediocre and has Down syndrome. It's not my fault. I didn't do that to him. That's from fucking inbreeding. Anyway, point being is that, you know, the Jets played well, but fans are still bitching about just ridiculousness about the you know, Zach didn't have a 300-yard game. He hasn't had a 300-yard game yet. You know, I said today on the Spaces with the Jets Lounge, I said it because people were saying like, oh, if he's going to end up like Sanchez getting us to the AFC Championship game and he'll be the reason that we don't win a Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. If we could get back to an AFC Championship game of that caliber of team where we're going back to the AFC Championship because we're running the ball and we're playing defense, that's a fucking W. Because even if Zach's not the guy, and I'm not saying that he's not, but even if he's not the guy, then ultimately you're setting it up for the next guy that comes in and he's a quarterback. At least he has a running game and a defense that can protect him. Because when they drafted Zach Wilson, the first thing out of Coach Salah's mouth was, you are not going to have to lift up this team. We will lift you up. And that's how you build a franchise quarterback. Sitting there telling him he's got to be like Joe Burrow or fucking Justin Herbert, get laid out every fucking day and try to play hero fucking football, throwing 400 yards every day. That's ridiculous. That works for fucking 2% of fucking football players. Because if you think about any great quarterback in the past, they sat the bench for a year or two. They didn't come out and play on day one. You know how hard it is to go from playing in college, especially a lot of these guys play at bum-ass schools, go to the NFL and start winning immediately? Like, we play in New York. You know how hard it is to come in New York and fucking be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be quarterback and we're going to lose and I'm going to learn and it's going to be all good. Are you kidding me? One losing season where you're not fucking setting records in fucking touchdowns as a passer, they want you out of here. They're like, who's the next guy? There's already Jets fans talking about, oh, Zach's not it, because they hated him when he came out of college because they were like, he's a Republican and his mom is hot and he's blonde hair and he's handsome. Fuck him. I hate that guy. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, let the guy marinate.
You know what I think? Honestly, I think Zach Wilson has a good mentality for New York, only because I think if Trevor Lawrence was here in New York, I feel like he would have already because I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that great right now. Jaguars. He had 2 games against the Colts, and both really good games against the Colts. And the one game they had against the Eagles was mainly because James Robinson was so good. The run game was so good, not because of Trevor Lawrence. So imagine Trevor Lawrence being here and losing these games and not playing.
I don't think he'd be able to take the adversity because he never lost before.
He wouldn't
be able to take the scrutiny. Excuse me, the scrutiny.
Yeah, scrutiny, not the adversity, because he's been in Jacksonville. They're losing too. But
nobody gives a fuck.
He would have been underneath the scrutiny he would get in New York compared to what he gets in Jacksonville. He wouldn't be able to.
He doesn't get scrutiny. Every week I hear about how great he is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He'll throw 28 passes completed for 200 yards, and they'll be like, Trevor Lawrence had a great game. I'm like, what? Where?
Yeah.
They must be watching that Gatorade commercial that he had a great game in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
The Jets are on fire. The defense, Quinnen Williams. You know, on Sunday, by the way, Sunday was the first nationally broadcast Jets game in like 3 years.
Really? That game was national?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
that was the Fox game of the day.
Wow.
And they had asked Robert Saleh, like, hey, how come more people aren't talking about Quinnen Williams? And Robert Saleh said it. He goes, oh, they will be soon. And Quinnen Williams proceeds to block a kick, recover, force a fumble, get 2 sacks, and like 10 pressures in a game. A game of which Pro Football Focus rated him at 67.
Yeah.
Which goes to show you how fucking stupid the folks over at Pro Football Focus are. Also, hey, George at Pro Football Focus, real fucking shame the Jets drafted. I just want to show something real quick. This is fucking great. It's a real fucking shame the Jets drafted Breece Hall, because that was a waste of a fucking pick. Yeah, they should have drafted fucking
Breece Hall in the top of the second round. You suck. You are terrible.
Wow.
You used a premium pick on a running back. Are you fucking kidding me? Take Malik Willis.
Take Malik Willis?
Take Malik Willis. I stay up at night. I stay up at night wondering what Malik Willis is doing and what he could have brought to my franchise. Because George at Pro Football Focus says that we shouldn't have taken Breece Hall.
You are terrible.
This guy, I can't listen to his voice. I'm going to shut him off.
On a running back.
That sucks.
Take Willis.
Take Malik Willis.
I can't believe he said that. How stupid could you be?
He looks like a fucking bootleg Bradley Cooper. He looks like
does.
the Wish.com Bradley Cooper.
I was saying, what did Malik Willis do? Ride the bench like he's riding the bench in Tennessee?
Because he was like, Zach's not the guy. Because Zach had a bad rookie season. Because, nobody's ever had a bad rookie season and then rebounded and became a great player.
Peyton Manning, he had an incredible rookie season, right?
Well, to be fair, Peyton Manning did set records in passing, in touchdowns.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning
Peyton Manning also had Marshall Faulk as his fucking running back when he was a rookie, but whatever.
No, I'm saying even Peyton Manning struggled, and you're going to come here and say Zach struggled. Listen, I'm not a Jet fan, I'm a Giant fan, but I listen. I follow the Jets. I like Zach Wilson. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I feel like say you wouldn't take Breece Hall. You take Malik Willis over Breece Hall
because those schools,
Pro Football Focus. He's a special.
They don't believe in running backs. By the way, they don't believe in running backs. They running back is a bonus. It's not a premium position on the football field. But I just want to point out the 2 teams in New York that are crushing it right now have what? Great
really
running backs. And that is my segue to the New York Football Giants, who are 5-1 after week 6. Rook, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty high after this. That was a big win. I think I went into that game. First, the last 2 games, I went in with very little expectation. I thought the Giants were going to lose to the Packers. I think I said last week as well. And then when they came to the Ravens, I was like, man, this is a real test for this team. Ravens defense is very good. You have Lamar Jackson, former MVP. He's having a really good year so far. And I'm like, damn, I don't know if the Giants can keep up with an offense like the Ravens. It's going to be – I figured it was probably going to be a high-scoring game, which it really wasn't. It was a 24-20 win. But because all the run game, the Giants focus on the run game, and the Ravens focus on the run game. So I was like, it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be intense. The defense is really going to have to step up. And the defense did. The defense finally got their first interception of the season. The Giants are 5-1, and they have 1 interception this season, and it happened in week 6. All right. They have a couple fumbles. They have a couple turnovers on special teams. But the Giants are playing really good team football. And if you want to hear me go even in depth more, I'll keep talking about the Giants, but more in depth than the New York Giants. I started a podcast with Dave from Third Period Bourbon. It's called Big Blue Lifers. And we are just in depth of the New York Giants. We talk about the Giants. We preview the game. We do a little Giants trivia. We do a little bullshit talk as well every now and then. And then we preview the next game for the next week. So we review a game, some trivia, and then preview the game. It's a lot of fun. This week we talk about Jacksonville Jaguars. So Dave is for anyone who knows Dave, he's been on the show before. He's originally from New York area. He moved down to Jacksonville for the military. I went to law school for 1 year in Jacksonville. So obviously New Yorker to Jacksonville. So we did a little Giants trivia. What other major Giant players went from New York to Jacksonville? And I stumped Dave pretty well, but tune in to see whether or not he gets all 5 players that I listed. for him to guess the Giant. We're going to play that every week. We previewed the game. So for us, we were really shocked at the Ravens game. I mean, think about it. Once again, the Giants have a huge fourth quarter, a huge second half. They're trailing that game 20-10. Looks like all was lost. There's like 6 minutes left in the game. Giants get a turnover. They score a touchdown. They got another turnover. They score another touchdown. And then I think they got the turnover once again against Lamar Jackson with Kayvon Thibodeau knocking that ball loose. And Kayvon's finally playing well. Obviously, he started off with the injury, but he's coming on pretty well. And after the game, he was crying. Did you see that, Nick?
I did.
He was crying. It was a little much for me, but he enjoys being a New York Giant. I think that's important. I'm happy they drafted him too, because I wanted them to draft an edge rusher. They needed a big, defensive end or just an outside linebacker to just put some pressure on the quarterback. And to finally get this kid here in New York is something special. And they also got Evan Neal in that draft early on in the draft. Where they have was it 2 first? It was 2 in the first 10. I think the Jets and Giants were the 2 in the first 10. I think they both did pretty well with their picks. But I think some Jet fans are saying that they actually wanted Kayvon over Sauce. Nick, did you see that on Twitter recently?
I did, and they're fucking stupid.
How? Why? Why would they want? Because your defensive line is really good. You really
I already told you, dude. Jets fans don't know how to be happy. They don't they're abused so badly that they're afraid that if they get happy, it's like if you ever watch King of the Hill, there's an episode where they find out why Hank is so such a weird individual, and he doesn't like to celebrate things, and he realized, then he tells his son, I was in the championship game or the semifinals, and I scored a touchdown and I was dancing in the end zone, and on the very next play I broke my ankle. And he's just like, how does that make sense? He's like, God smited me. He smote me because I was over celebratory. He's like, so you're not happy about anything because you're afraid that you're going to break your ankle again if you're happy? Yeah. Jets fans just aren't ready to be hurt again.
Yeah, they're not. I guess that's
so they'll just sit there, and anytime we get anything good, they'll be like Randy Quaid in fucking Major League. They'll blow it in the playoffs, Just terrified to do anything remotely celebratory or just enjoy anything. I think the only Jets fan right now that's really happy is me and fucking Rich Eisen.
But yeah, back to the Giants. The defense is playing team defense. Dexter Lawrence playing out of his mind. Another sack this week, a big sack too. It knocked the Ravens out of field goal range. So that kept the Giants within into that game once he made that play. I know you said it before last week. You're like, who's the big player on this Giants going to be worried about?
Dexter Lawrence, apparently.
Dexter Lawrence right now for the defense, but I'm okay with not having that big name like this. I mean, obviously Saquon's that. Dexter Lawrence is becoming that. But I'm okay with not having we have to watch out for this guy. It's just a good team football that's being played right now, the New York Giants. Good team defense, good team offense. Daniel Jones taking care of the ball. The offensive line's finally gelling. They're playing really well. I mean, they haven't seen an offensive line like this in the New York Giants in maybe 4 or 5 years. There has not been any type of offensive line.
So I don't like to say it because it sounds fucked up. You're going to say I'm a hater. The Jets just beat the Packers in Lambeau. I don't think the Packers are fucking good, dude. They're just not.
So I don't think they are either. Obviously, there's just no weapons for Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think it's not his fault.
And I'm sorry, the Ravens are in the same boat.
I don't know about that. I think the Ravens are a little.
Other than their tight end, who's really that good to catch a pass?
So you're just saying that just because the Giants win against the Packers?
No, not at all. Because when the Jets lost in week 1, I was like, who the fuck did we just lose to? Nobody. Because their tight end caught 10-yard passes. That was it. He didn't do shit. And I'm sitting there going, how did we lose? Oh, that's right. Joe Flacco can't move in the fucking pocket. That's how. Because look at the stats right now. The fucking Ravens secondary is bottom 10.
Oh, is it? Are they really?
Which is fucking sad because they drafted that kid out of Notre Dame that people were like, oh, the Jets should have drafted him. I knew he was a fucking bum. He went to fucking Notre Dame. He can't be that fucking good. Fuck Notre Dame.
One thing is, I don't know. I guess people are giving a hard time to the Giants, their schedule. But I've said this from the beginning. The Giants going to win football games because of their schedule. The Giants are the weakest schedule in the NFL.
The fucking Jets too. Dude, the Jets too. The Jets schedule, I looked at the
But
schedule
that-
moving forward. Other than the fucking Bills, I'm not worried about anybody on that schedule except for the Bills.
But that's our team's benefit right now. Then, if we're gonna stack W's, we have to stack W against teams that are not good. I think the Ravens are a good team. I think it's a big win for the Giants. I think it makes them legit. If you're
I
gonna
don't
see
think-
the Packers, you're gonna see the Packers game
Ravens are
didn't.
as
I'm
good
okay with that.
as I don't think the Ravens are as good as we thought they would be.
No, I guess I agree with that.
I thought they were going to be up there, top 5 team in the league.
Yeah.
At a minimum, top 8. They're not even. They're like middle 15, somewhere around there.
Well, yeah, they blew 3 double digit leads in like the fourth.
I'm saying so they can't be that. And I'm looking at their roster of people. J.K. Dobbins has been hurt all year.
He keeps getting hurt.
They have I can't remember their tight ends right now.
Duvernay.
Mark Andrews. They have Mark Andrews, and that's it.
And Duvernay's their like running back basically because they lost J.K. Dobbins in this game. But listen, the Giants have to get better when it comes to defending against the run. Duvernay definitely put some showed the weakness a little bit when it comes to the run for the Giants. That's why we're coming to the Jags this week. I'm a little worried because James Robinson is a really good runner. They have a pretty good run game there. I'm not worried about Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is one of those guys. It's, like I said before, I think he's kind of I don't want to say bust yet because he's still in his second year, but he's heading that way. You know, he's not that incredible of a passer.
I'm not going to call him a bust. I'm going to say he's just not meeting expectations.
No, definitely not. I agree with you.
Again, the expectations that were thrust upon him were unfair.
Mm-hmm.
They were unfair. We talked about it last year. What is a generational talent? It's a talent that only comes around once a generation, unless it's 2022 and we say that everybody is a generational talent just because we like them.
Sauce Gardner's a generational talent.
He's accepted he's not because Patrick Surtain and the fucking dude over at the Seahawks and fucking Stingley are all playing equally as good. So clearly
Stingley is playing pretty well.
He can't be generational if there's 4 or 5 other guys playing the exact same way.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's just my point of view. Just saying.
The thing is, it's funny because I think the Giants coming into the Heat, they're once again now they're underdogs going into Jacksonville. They're +3 right now. They're favored. I think it was sort of like implied win probability. Is
the Giants are the underdog in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Whoever makes these odds are fucking high as kites.
61%.
Nobody except for the Colts should be underdogs in Jacksonville.
The implied win probability right now states the Jacksonville Jaguars are 61% chance to win.
That's fucking bullshit.
In
what world? In what world?
In this
Why?
world that we live in.
Why? Talk about playmakers. Who am I afraid of in Jacksonville?
What's his name?
No.
Walker.
As soon as you say the guy that has 1 sack this season
and 1 pick.
The guy who's probably the worst defensive end that was picked in the first fucking round.
Yeah, that's true.
He's about as good as Jermaine Johnson. No, wait, Jermaine Johnson has 2 sacks.
Well, also I would say
he missed the last 2 games with an injury.
James Robinson's really good though as a runner. Like he's
fair enough.
You gotta limit
fair
him.
Enough.
Like
I can't see the Giants letting him run all over them.
I don't see that either. I think they're gonna make Trevor Lawrence beat them. But the thing is, I guess the Eagles defense, which is very good right now, they gave up 21 points to the Jags. So Giants,
honestly, they were slipping. They just slipped that day. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
They just slipped that day. I don't think the Eagles are that great either.
Nah, they're 6-0, but I think they're not as good either. But I'm a little worried. I think it's going to be a trap game for the Giants. They're on the.
I don't think so. Fucking Giants are winning by fucking 13 points. I fucking said it right here.
I predicted they would win 20-20.
Daniel Jones is throwing for 2. Saquon's going to rush for 2, and you're probably going to get a pick 6. Bold
prediction. I like it. Dave predicted them to win 34-20, I think, or something. He said he had them like winning by like 16, 17 points.
I don't even see the fucking Jags scoring 20.
You don't see Jags scoring 20? Dave wants the Giants to score over 30, and like because they have not done that in like 4 or 5 years. So I don't know if I see them doing 30, but I feel like a 28-20 game.
I think you're going to have a defensive touchdown.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't think I think the Giants have a defensive touchdown yet this year. I don't think they do. No. They have a few turnovers on special teams, which is pretty cool because their special teams is actually playing pretty well. Their punter is really cool. Their punter got stuck in London. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
He had passport issues. He's originally from Scotland. He's a Scottish guy, Jamie Gillan. and then he had some sort of passport issues. He couldn't get out of London to come back to the United States. So luckily he did come back. He's a very good punter. So
the fucking Jaguars are not beating the Giants. All right, I'm not even a fucking Giants fan. I know the fucking Jaguars aren't beating the Giants.
No, because you think the NFL is weird. The NFL is like nuts where it comes to like, there's no fucking way this team's losing this team, and they lose. Look at this week.
I'm telling you right now, I don't fucking say this shit. You know me. I'm very any given Sunday kind of guy.
Yeah.
The Jaguars are not beating the Giants.
We'll see. I hope
That's might fucking lose to the Broncos, but the Jaguars aren't beating the fucking Giants.
it's a trap game, man. It's a trap game.
I don't think so. I think the Giants are
not.
going
Not
I can't see Dayball letting them fall into that trap. He's a very good coach, but it's still Jacksonville at the end of the day. They fucking suck.
I don't think the Broncos stink this year, so I think the Jets have a good chance of winning as well.
Yeah, but you're still going a mile high where not the weather, but the altitude fucks with you.
Yeah, but Russell Wilson
and it's also a hostile environment.
How hostile?
Like
is
Jacksonville Jaguars fan is not really a hostile environment. That's right. I said fan, singular. They only got one.
The tens of fans are going to be very hostile towards the Giants.
Yeah, seriously. They'll all be wearing.
Dave's going, and Dave's a Giant fan. His family's flying down to watch the Jags or the Giants. And it's probably better off. You probably get cheaper tickets there than it is to watch Giants.
So it'll be Dave's family of 6 versus the other 4 fucking Jags fans. But yeah, I think
it's funny you say that. It's true you say that though. When I lived down there, I went to a Jags game. It was a Bears game.
Didn't you have season tickets?
I did. They were $350.
Jesus Christ!
So $700 for 10 games. Well, yeah, at the time it was 10 games because there was 2 preseason. They got the 8, so it was 10 games. They didn't play in London yet at that time. And then we went to the Bears game, and it was Soldier Field South. I was wearing a Jags jersey at the time, and I was probably the only Jags person there. That's it.
I would just like to point out, speaking of being Bears country, usually when the Jets play the Steelers, it's Steelers country in New Jersey. The Jets beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh, and then beat the Packers in Green Bay. I just want to point out the Jets have only ever won one time in the state of Pennsylvania, like ever. Now it's 2 times.
Wow.
Weird. Really? It's fucking weird.
That is weird. It's a weird one.
And then Mitch Trubisky somehow came back on Sunday and won a football game against the Dolphins. Not the Dolphins. I'm sorry. Who the fuck did the Steelers play?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. Yeah, they beat the fucking Tom Brady and the Bucks.
Tom Brady was at a wedding on Friday night, so he was missing. He's missing a couple of walkthroughs and stuff.
Dude, like, just quit, dude. Like, if you're gonna devote so much time to doing other things other than playing football for your team, just quit. What the fuck are you doing?
He can't quit. He hates his family. He doesn't want to go home.
Listen, so does Aaron Rodgers. He's still fucking coming to work on time.
By
the way, Aaron Rodgers quit on that game on Sunday.
He did. He didn't go out towards the end.
I fucking saw it happen. I literally saw Quinnen Williams sack him, and mid-sack, the life in his eyes was just like, fuck it, I'm sacked.
He's like, I'm done.
Like, he was literally like this, and he was like, and then all of a sudden he saw Quinnen Williams. He was like, I saw him like slightly shake his head, like, as he got tackled by a 300-pound man. And I was like, yeah, he's not coming back. Like, that's it. He's like, let the kid get fucking beat up. I'm done. Can't blame him, honestly.
New York Jets, Quinnen Williams made Aaron Rodgers quit. The NFL MVP quit.
I am absolutely terrified of Michael Clemens. I am. I saw a picture of him the other day. Coach Saleh was saying like nice things about him. And mid if I could find the video where Coach Saleh says Michael Clemens big game, the look on Michael Clemens' face when Coach says his name is so hateful, and I'm like, but why are you so angry that he said your name?
60 minutes at its finest.
This is the video right here. He's gonna say Michael Clemens' name.
Hey, pull it up.
And he just looks so mad that the coach said his name. Look at this. This is upsetting.
And I mean that. Y'all absolutely tore him up in the second half. O-line waited at the
Courtesy of New York Jets Twitter page.
Defense. D-line. Play after play. Special teams. Big play. Big play.
Why is he so angry?
He looks so mad that he said his name.
It was at this point Will Parks realized he fucked up.
Yeah, seriously.
Then he looked down. He looked down like, get away from me. Like, why is he so hurtful? Like, I'm terrified of Michael Clemens. Somebody said the other day, somebody slap a C on that man's chest just to go out there for the coin flip, just to fucking look at Russell Wilson on Sunday like he's a fucking snack. Just to go up there and look at Russell Wilson and just be like, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. And just not even be like, want to shake hands? No, I don't want to shake hands. I'm gonna eat you, bro. I'm terrified of Michael. Yo, Michael Clemens walks to the facility every day with his shirt off. It's 40 degrees outside, people.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
I saw him the other day come up to the stadium on Sunday shirtless. And I was like, dear God, why? I feel bad for the person that has to stand in front of him today. Michael Clemens is terrifying. Probably the best player the Jets drafted this year. And people are like, oh, what about Sauce? What about this person? What about that person? He got drafted in like the 5th round, 6th round. He's making game-changing plays.
Yeah.
Those are the best players. Everybody goes, no, the 1st round is the best. No, the best player is the guy that got drafted in the 5th and 6th round that becomes a Hall of Famer because you spent $0 on that motherfucker when you signed his ass.
Yeah, definitely.
The 1st round pick has to be a Hall of Famer. The guy in the 6th round that becomes a Hall of Famer, you look like a genius.
Definitely.
You always, I would much rather the guy that was a fucking 1st rounder be a Pro Bowler and have a solid career. And have that 6th rounder make it to the Hall of Fame because you look like a genius when you get that 6th rounder.
Because like when he gets to the Hall of Fame, they talk about how you drafted him.
That's it, forever.
Like you
Wayne Corbett. Hold on, Wayne Corbett in Jets history goes down as one of the best Jets ever. Why? Walk on from fucking Hofstra. Nobody else was paying attention to him, and he basically took Keyshawn Johnson's job.
Yeah, he did.
Who was a 1st round pick, 1st pick overall out of USC.
There you go.
You know, it's the things the story, the dreams are made out of.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that that just about wraps up our show, right?
I just wanted to talk about Rangers hockey a little bit.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I forgot about that.
Rangers hockey. Shesty's not starting off the way you like. He's not. We watched the other day. TJ said it. I tried to defend him. Wasn't good.
Last night, he wasn't that great. He got 4 goals.
Yeah. I'm watching the game, and I'm like, the Ducks have like 3 or 4 former Rangers on their team.
Yeah, Vetrano, they have Strome.
They have Shattenkirk.
Oh, is it really? He's the Ducks now.
Yeah. Wild. I was sitting there like, holy shit. What? I'm like, what's going on right now? But Kakko looks good to start the season.
He really does. I love Kakko.
He's using big body moves. Big boy, big body.
Yeah, he is. And Laff is playing pretty well too.
Laffy's playing very well. Zibanejad, in contrast to last season. Last season, he started off ice cold.
Yeah, he's red hot.
Red hot. He's getting like 2 points per game at this point.
I would say, yeah, he's got to have a goal a game, and he's got a couple points a game. Panarin. I almost said Panarin. The fuck? Panarin.
In Spanish?
Yeah,
Pinheiro.
Panarin is actually, no. Panarin's actually playing real well. He has a bunch of points too already.
He does. I'd like Kreider to get it together.
He has one. I think he had 1 goal in that one of the games. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, listen, Kreider's not going to score 50 goals every year. You know that was going to happen.
Well, not only that, but if everybody else is scoring goals, do we really need him to?
No, you really don't.
You know what I mean? Spread the love. Everybody's excited.
I'm just happy Rangers hockey's back. I'm excited for it. It's always fun to watch. I gotta go to a couple games this year. I love.
I have to go to a couple games. Make sure we get some more W's.
You got to ensure that you keep your. Now here's the problem. Little Jameis Winston eating the W.
Eating W's.
Here's the thing. Do you get worried that I'm looking at Apollo 3? I mean,
Creed 3.
Creed 3, not Apollo. Creed.
Yes, I saw the trailer today. It looks great.
I gotta check it out. Creed 3's coming out. We'll do a review of that one when that comes out.
We got to do reviews of fucking Creed 1-2 first.
Yeah, we do.
I think we need to do like maybe a Screen Addicts revival.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. It's been a while since we did those, but we'll do those, and maybe do a couple of Rocky movies too. But no, listen, I mean, it's fun so far. Ranger season is very early, but I mean, you weren't going to see Kreider repeat that performance he had last year. See the young guys, Hito. I think Hito has a goal too. Panarin's being Panarin MVP.
Trocheck got his first goal.
Yeah, he had two of them. He had a goal last night too. So
And
two goals so far. He was playing shaky at first too. A lot of turnovers. He wasn't playing that well.
And Reeves got his first fight.
Who did?
Reeves.
Oh yeah, Reeves fucked that guy up.
Yeah, what was he thinking?
Yeah, what was that guy? That was stupid.
He definitely had a conversation like, "Oh, we're gonna throw down," and he was like, "Oh, you want to go? I'll go, hoser." And I don't know if that guy realized who Ryan Reeves is. Like, I don't know how you fucked that up. There's only 2 black guys on the team. Like, you'd have been better off fighting Miller.
Yeah,
I don't know what he was thinking.
He had that that meme going off the graph. It says "fuck around, find out," and it goes straight up.
Yes,
that he fucked around. He found out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He was right on that fucking right. Boom.
Yeah.
I don't know why. What was he thinking? Does he know that Ryan Reeves only plays hockey so that he can fight intermittently while he's skating?
He only plays hockey so he can legally get into fights with people so he doesn't get arrested.
like well, Ryan Reeves, why do you play hockey? Well, I like to skate, but I also like to fight. Anything else you like about the game? Nah. I like to skate, but I also like to fight, so.
Yeah. I love when last year he was like, I don't get any more dance partners anymore. Well, he got one early this year, and I don't think he's going to get much more after that one. He fucked that dude up.
The fucking kid, the rookie that challenged him to a fight, and everybody in the arena was like, why? Do you know who that is, kid? Like, I know you're new, but are you that new? And that's how I felt yesterday. This guy challenged Reeves to a fight. I was like, seriously? I kind of looked around. My dad is like, what are you looking for? I'm like, the fucking camera watching me because this has got to be candid camera. Like, who does that?
He hit him good he got him in the corner, hit him straight across the face.
Oh my God.
Love
At first
Ryan
it looked
Reeves.
like Reeves was a little wobbly on his skates, and then I realized, oh no, he's trying to grab his jersey.
Yeah.
The guy was trying to throw punches, and Reeves was like, no, I'm gonna grab your jersey, and then I'm gonna hit you from the have to.
Yeah.
Now I have to. Fucking lit him up, bro. Good for Reeves. That's how you know he's gonna have a good year.
Fox is playing pretty well too.
Fox is playing very well, and so is Trouba. Trouba got a little nicked up yesterday, though.
Trouba got that cap, that C on his chest, so he's got to play a little better.
Yeah.
Not that he's a bad player, but I'm just saying Trouba, he's got a C on his chest now. He's got to earn it now. I think for us, I didn't think Trouba should have been captain. That's my take. I'm an idiot. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But I always thought it should have been Kreider. I love Kreider. He's been the longest tenured Ranger, so I thought it should have went to him. But that's because I'm a Kreider fan. But I don't know. Trouba, I like Trouba too. So he's one of those tough guys, tough defensive guy, and I think he's playing pretty well so far this season. And he's got it.
I think. I don't know what goes on in the locker room, but I could see Kreider being a guy that has his boys, and that's it.
I saw someone said once because I posted about this I made the meme about Kreider when he was graduating Trouba, and that took off on TikTok. And someone commented was like, I could see like that Mika, they wanted to give Mika captainship, and he was like, nah, it should go to Kreider. And then Kreider was like, nah, it should go to Mika because they're such close boys. And they were like, you know what? If I can't be captain, you can't be captain. We'll give it to somebody else. And we both won't be captain because I don't want to be a captain without you. You know?
I could see him being boys with Mika, and that's it.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I could see him being boys with Mika and everybody else being like, bro, fuck off me.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's probably not true, but
it's probably not.
I think weird that they are the bestest friends in the world.
They really are. And I think the Rangers locker room, I think it gels pretty well. I know they added some guys to it, but I still feel like they have a really good locker room. I think they get along. They're playing good hockey right now. And
well, yeah, now that Tony D is gone, fuck them.
Yeah, ever since Tony D left, right? He's a cancer to locker rooms. But yeah, listen, I hope we repeat and do better than last year. It's still early in the season, we have a long way to go, but we'll be here for it. We'll be
Starting
here.
off 3-1.
3-1 so far, and we'll be here breaking down Rangers hockey every week. Hopefully, now we have TJ next week. He goes hard into the paint, as they say, when it comes to Rangers hockey. So do you, but TJ, paint. That's like a basketball term.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to figure out. Harden to the boards, my friend. Harden to the boards.
Whatever. I'm watching basketball right now. So.
Shame on you.
It got leaked into my brain. But I know you and TJ are you guys are the hockey guys for our podcast. So I'm not as good as TJ.
We were thinking about getting a Rangers guy. But TJ, gracefully stepped up and was like, "Yeah, I can try and do that. Some others might be able to do it better, but I'll try."
I'll tell you what, though. It was the most fun that we had as a podcast. We went to AC for TJ's birthday and watched that Game 7 against Pittsburgh Penguins. That was one of the most fun nights I had in quite some time. And I had a child this year, so I'm kidding. Anyone who knows my wife, please don't tell her I said that.
She's not watching.
No, she's not. But if God forbid, if somebody knows my wife, they are watching.
That's true. Snitches.
Snitches
get stitches. But I think that wraps it up for the show.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go New York sports right now. Let's go Yankees. ALCS tomorrow. We'll probably be back. I don't know if we'll be back tomorrow. We might be back tomorrow, depending on what time the game ends. Maybe we'll do a little recap. I know it's tough. I know some people call us out that we're going to do recaps every game, and then we lose a game, and we don't do a recap afterwards. And I'm like, it's not because we don't want to.
Oh, no, it's 100% because we don't want to.
No, but we also have kind of busy schedules. I think, what was it, on Friday night? They lost. And
I was out at dinner.
I was at dinner with my wife. We had a nice date night. Went to Char Steakhouse. You in the Char?
Oh, you did?
Went to Char. Delicious. I fucking
very nice.
Nice place. We had we took an Uber out there. It was one of those big expensive nights. My wife's like, "Should we do this?" And I'm like, "We never do this." So it's okay to spend some money. Just,
what'd you get?
Enjoy yourself. I got our cowboy ribeye steak. Ooh, delicious. She got a New York strip steak. Hers is very good.
You get that surf and turf?
So we did not. Oh, she did. She added shrimp to her steak. I didn't do any surf and turf, but we got mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was incredible. We didn't do the when we went. We did death by potatoes, which is like cheesy potatoes or gratin, like crazy thing. It's delicious. We didn't do that though. We got the bacon slab though. Remember the bacon slab?
Bacon slab.
That thick piece of bacon, so good. And then it's really random. We like, let's get a vegetable, and their broccoli with oil and they saute it. It was the most delicious broccoli I've ever had in my life. It was so good.
That's Char Steakhouse, Red Bank, New Jersey.
Bank. Yeah, Red
right
Bank,
across the street from
Robinson Ale House.
No, fuck that. What's the name of the record store over there?
Not the record store. It's
the
gone.
Record store.
It's gone.
No, it's not.
I believe it is.
Don't you lie to me, boy.
They put a Patrizia's there from Staten Island.
Stop it. First of all, Patrizia's is from Brooklyn, but all right.
But yeah, whatever. Patrizia's is there in Red Bank. It's actually on a block from what is it? The Stash.
I know. That's how I know the record store is in Chasing Amy. They live above the record store.
Oh, actually, I don't know. I'm thinking of something else that was across the street. There was something across the street right there. They put a Patrizia's there now, though. But
no, it's next to the Patrizia's.
Oh, it's next.
Literally right next door. It's called Jack's Music Shop.
Oh, it's still there?
Yeah. It's literally this is Patrizia's. That's Jack's to the left.
Oh, I probably didn't pay attention. I remember Jack's was there, and I saw Patrizia's when I went there, and I was like, that's new.
Distracted immediately.
Yeah, I was distracted.
You were like, food. Fuck this music shit. I hear music when I'm eating mashed potatoes.
I just ate a huge steak and come outside, and I'm like, more food. Let's go to Patrizia's.
Robinson Ale House is also good. Red Bank, New Jersey, home of Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
And I ate dinner on Friday at Lobo Loco in Staten Island, home of the Jets Lounge.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to watch Jets games on Sundays, they're away, and you're looking for some Jets fans to hang out with, the Jets Lounge will usually hang out at El Lobo Loco in New Dorp, Staten Island.
Yeah.
Highland, at the Boulevard. The Boulevard.
Oh, that's a new area over there. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Nice.
Their chicken wings are the bomb diggity.
I think that wraps us up for this episode. We keep sidetracked.
Also, I just want to say we don't do post games when we lose because we're in a really fucking bad mood.
No, we have before.
I take that personally. I hate people. I start wishing death on people. You can't do that via radio or YouTube. People get offended. It's 2022. Like, you can't sit there and say, like, I hope somebody gets fucking beamed in the head. Like, it becomes like a thing.
But we did a post game. The one time we did it was the Rangers. They were down 3-1 against the Penguins. It's the first time we had Dave on our show, and the whole thing turned around. Right?
Why do you want? Listen, if you can't be neutral and not really care, then you can't give a fair evaluation. Because if you're a fan and your team loses, you're just going to sit there and be like, yo, fuck these motherfuckers. And I hate the opponent too. I hope they die. Like, you can't do that. I mean, I can, but people will just be like, "You, how dare you? You can't say that. It's mean. Can't wish death on Sidney Crosby." I can. I absolutely can. I do it all the time. Ask TJ, ask Anthony on our private chat. Sidney Crosby has died a lot of times on our private chat.
I won't say that because I don't want anyone to know what happens in private chat. I'm not a snitch.
I snitched on myself, but I appreciate your silence.
Take the fifth. Plead the fifth. All right, I think that does it for episode 68 of the Scoreboard Addicts podcast.
Oh, I can't wait till next week. It's going to be an all-timer. Episode 69. Thank you.
We're just going to talk about 69 jokes the entire time.
Giggity. This episode brought to you by Reese's Pretzels.
No, it's not. No, it's not. They don't pay us.
Grab while you can.
No free plugs.
We'll catch you again next week.
Break. We didn't take one commercial break the entire show, so no commercials this week.
Except for Reese's Pretzels.
No,
delicious.
And Char Steakhouse.
And El Lobo Loco, located in Staten Island at the Boulevard, New Dorp, Staten Island.
Too much free plugs.